the back of the head shots. Listen, the stoppage from Ciryl Gane, in my opinion, was 100% legal. And I'll explain why in a minute. Now, I will say I was very impressed with Pereira. He showed a tremendous amount of heart. He got dropped, not to the back of the head. I'll explain in a minute. Pereira showed a lot of bravery, courage, warrior spirit, whatever you want to call it. He got back to his feet, and that was very commendable, right? The man is an absolute warrior. Look at what he's achieved in his career. The rules meeting, not to mention, at one point, I had the most fights in the history of the UFC. All records are made to be broken. So I've been a part of many rules meetings. So we're going to talk about it because Alex Pereira is pissed off, saying that Herb Dean didn't do his job. And Ciryl Gane, once again, is getting rewarded for being a dirty fighter. The whole internet is going crazy saying they were the back of the head. I'm like, no, they're not. When you have the rules meeting, this is what happens, okay? They come in and they explain, they put their hand over this area here. That little area there that you can make with your fist, it's called the nape of the neck. I get the official wording. The nape of the neck is the back of the neck located at the base of the skull where the hairline meets the neck. This is legal. This is legal. That is legal. Right at the base of the skull where the hairline meets the neck, that is illegal. Why? Because it's very dangerous. That is where the spine meets the brain. Okay, so you don't want to take shots. The term back of the head was inherited from boxing, just like all of the rules and the commissions were inherited from boxing. Even the judges back in the day were inherited from boxing.
It could have been better. I can tell by some of the comments online that I owe you guys an explanation about the rules and how I refereed the fight. First of all respect to both fighters. I'm talking about Gane and Pereira. Amazing fight. Okay, so let's get into it with this rule. Okay, the rule we're talking about is the back of the head, and that's confusing because it's different than boxing. And the way we enforce this rule is we focus on the nape of the neck, and that's really what the rule should be called. The nape of the neck or occipital junction also covers the spine, and it covers a line right here with 1 inch variance to either side. So right here. So this is what we go over in a rules meeting. I will let them know that this area is a foul, off limits, that this area is a fair blow. Here is a fair blow. Turn to the side so we can see it here. Here is a fair blow. Here is a foul. Hopefully that's useful to you guys and clear things up at all. Also, I'm gonna make another video about telling the story about the history of this rule and how it was made.
None of those shots that Ciryl Gane were landing were at the nape of the neck. They were not the back of the neck or the back of the head. Simple as that. And if some of them even came close to that, as I said earlier, it's because Alex Pereira was moving. He was scrambling. He was working back to his feet. It's an admiration for the career of Alex Pereira, right? But he's wrong on this one. He was beaten fair and square. The referees and people like that, they just don't, okay? But Herb Dean's call was fine. It was fine. Was there a couple of shots that went off target? Yeah, there was. There's a good video on Twitter.
Hammer fists as well that were kind of back of the head as well.
Gane is known as a guy that's all over the place, meaning he's wild. He throws things at times. Like even the stand-up, he'll throw, a guy will duck his head down and he'll throw one straight down. And so it's just like you have to really watch what he does. I had picked, like I said, I picked every fight up to the last one. I wanted Justin to win, but I had picked, to Pereira to win. But I honestly thought Gane was going to win this fight. I thought he was again, stylistically, you look at fights, what gives, what is a problem for Pereira, and it's movement. He never, because he's got a linear style. He plods he'll do a double step, and he double steps over. And that's not good when you've got a guy that's laterally moving a lot and giving some good movement.
Speaking of bone damage, though, the past few days, Alex Pereira has been making a lot of noise. What did you make of that?
Yeah, look, I mean, I feel for Alex Pereira, but I also look, and everyone knows my thoughts on Herb. Everyone knows that I think that Herb needs to take some more responsibility for some of his bad calls, because he has made a few. I think maybe stepping him down from those really high-profile fights just so he's back in the circuit and staying busy might be a good thing for Herb. But generally, like in those exchanges, it's so difficult to like figure out what's legal, what's illegal. Do you know what I mean? Like I understand the difficulty in that moment with all the chaos going on. What you don't want to see is Herb Dean jumping in while Pereira's kind of concussed and going, okay, that was an illegal shot. It's a very, very difficult circumstance. Like, for me, we need to change the rules. We need to change the understanding of the rules to protect the fighters better. Like, I know Herb did the demonstration with the mohawk, the 2-inch mohawk thing.
And the Sharpie.
Yeah, like maybe that's what needs changing, right? Because like we're talking about catching the ears when we're striking, right? But if the mohawk comes down to the nape of the neck, then you don't necessarily have to catch the ears with some of those shots. I don't know whether we could have like to the crown, from the crown of the head to the top of the ears, so the whole back of the head's protected, maybe. But I think, you know, the other thing as well with the downward elbows, it's so much easier to strike someone in the back of the head with a downward elbow because of the position, you know, when they're in on a takedown, they're scrambling. I feel for Alex Pereira, and I do think that we do need to do something about referees making better calls. But I also, in that chaotic moment, understand why Herb didn't interject himself. You know what I mean? Like, for me, there were probably, I don't know what, 15 strikes. I would say probably 2 or 3 were illegal, you know? And most of them were kind of catching him side of the head. There just were a couple of egregious ones. And like, I have a no contest on my record from my old Cage Warriors days, and I was elbowed in the back of the head and neck in that fight, and that's why my team appealed it, because I don't remember anything after those first couple of elbows, and I fought into the second round, but I had all kind of nerve damage in my face and the side of my head for a few months.
The heaviest of Potan's career, and I thought it showed immediately in the fight. It was a bad idea. The weight was not good on him. He looked slow, he looked stiff, and Gane looked fresh.
You called this one better than me. The end of, hey, listen, truth is truth. The end of the first round, you were saying to me, you basically almost said you thought it was over, that he was going to get knocked out. His body language, the way the round went, the way he was breathing. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, yeah, I mean, you said the length of Gane on the outside was an advantage, and it was coming into play, but Gane just looked much more athletic, much faster, crisper, lighter on his feet, you name it, he was better. And I did not like the body language of Pereira. He walks to the corner, he looked gassed, he's breathing heavy, he looked discouraged, poor body language. If you're gonna show that language, don't stand up like George Foreman. Sit down in the stool. He's got his hand on the cage, his hand on his waist.